Hi everyone, Danya here. It's time for another Christmas card. I'm way behind. For this card, I'm just going to do some simple coloring, and I'm going to try a background technique, and see how it works out. But first, let's start with the coloring. I've already stamped the bear from Polar Bear to Stamp, the little hat, and the little rocking horse from the extras for Snow Globe. So I'm just going to use the markers and the water pen, and we'll see how this turns out. Again, it's simple coloring, and it's on watercolor paper. Okay, all colored up. Very simple. All I did was lay color on the inside towards the outer part of the image, and then just take some water and work it into the color and let it blend out. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the inside dies that cut to the line, and I'm going to go ahead and cut each one of these images. Okay, everything's cut out, and as you know with these dies, or if you don't know with these dies, the eyes and the nose also pop out. So I went ahead and made sure that I put some double-sided tape on the back to keep those in place. They actually don't come out in the machine because the water paper cardstock, or the water paper, is pretty thick. Now to clean up the edges, I just take an old black marker and just go around and tidy it up to make it look a little bit more finished. So I'm going to do this for the bear, and I'm going to do it for the hat, and I'm also going to do it for the rocking horse. When I'm done with the rocking horse, I'm going to go ahead and glue it to a really thick piece of black cardstock. I'm going to lay the die down right over and then I'm going to cut it again to give it a little bit of bulk. So I'll show you when I'm done. Okie doke. All the black lines are put on, and I went ahead and cut the little horse again with the black backing, and that just makes it a little sturdier. And to me, it looks a little cleaner. Now what I'm going to do is I went ahead and cut watercolor paper out of the rectangle dies that are meant for layering. And I did the smaller one in watercolor paper and the larger one in artichoke. What I'm planning on doing is taking the leaves or the branches from this set, Pine Cone to Stamp, and using a combination of kiwi and artichoke and spritzing some water, I'm going to try to create a watery Christmas tree effect in the background. Okay, so let's get started. Now I'm going to use my old pads for this because I will be putting water on the stamps, and I don't want to mess up my new pads. So this is artichoke, and let me spread this out so you can see better. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to add ink to the stamp, and I'm going to make sure it's all inked up. And I'm going to just take spritzer, and I'm just going to spritz it once with water. And kind of sort of figuring out where I want the tree to go. I'm going to do first and second generation, and even maybe third generation stamping. Okay. Now I'm going to come with kiwi, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use the other branch. You can really notice it on this one, how it's getting watery. And then I'm going to take artichoke again. And I'm going to start trying to connect it. This one I didn't squirt. I wanted it to be a little darker. I use some of the water from the kiwi here. See what happens. And artichoke. Some water. And just build your tree up. Take kiwi. No water this time. I'm just trying to fill it in now. Kiwi's a little lighter, so. And artichoke. This one's a little light up here. And let's take okay, I think that looks pretty good. I guess I could. So when the bear sits here, so now I'm going to go ahead and heat dry this because I want to give it a. First of all, I want to ground it. I want to give it a washy background here, and I want to give it a whatever this is called, the stem or the thing that what is it called? The post. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. Alrighty. There's a few things I want to do here first. First, I want to give it no, I can't think of what it is. A stem, a post. It'll come to me at 2 o'clock this morning when I'm sleeping. What it is, what it's called. And I'm just going to very loosely give it put it in with chocolate. Now, as I was looking at this, I'm not too crazy about because the die leaves a lip. So when I stamped, it wasn't smooth. So if you take, well, at least I hope, you take the water brush and you can move the color out to make it look smoother. And I don't have any ink on here. Maybe on the side here I can get the ink and just push some color in. This is artichoke I'm doing this with. could activate the branches to fill in some of the white. Give it more of a watery look. And that brown came out a little bit more than I cared. So I encase it. There you go. Now while that's drying, I want to let me go get some sky. And I want to just do a watery background back here. All right, so I'm going to get some sky and find some room on my palette here. I just got the marker. I guess I can mix it in with, there's ocean up in here. It doesn't really matter as long as I have some blue. And just get my brush, create some kind of a watery effect here. It's a combination of sky and ocean just because I was too lazy to clean the palette off. And then just go back and forth with it. Yep, some green in there too. And then I have some smoke. I'm sorry, not smoke, storm. And I'm going to ground the whole thing down here. Let's see how that's going to look. Okay, looks pretty good. Okay, let's let this dry. Okay, I went ahead and stamped Berry Christmas. That's on the extras for Polar Bear. Went ahead and added a little bow to the rocking horse and embellished the little hat with a tiny little silver snowflake. So now I'm going to go ahead and assemble the card. Okay, there's the finished card. The glue's still drying, but there he is. And I had done another one, except that with this one I colored him with watercolor pencils instead of markers. But it's the same layout. And he's really cute because he could hold so many things. Here's one that I made using the grid background, and he's holding the ornament. So that's it. That's the card for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And till next time.